Okay, so we were just having a conversation about the Pope, which I was feeling pretty passionate about earlier. And so something that I haven't seen people say is that the Pope was the leader of a very, very corrupt religious organization. The biggest one in the whole world, pretty much. He was a leader during a time when that whole priest sex scandal came out into the open. A lot of it happened in Massachusetts, actually, so I got to see that firsthand. I didn't think he was such a great guy.
The thing that's just disturbing is that, as soon as he dies, we completely just wash over, don't even talk about all those things that are questionable or just downright wrong, that went on.
The whole sex scandal thing, like people are like, oh, in the 1950s and up. It's like, no, that's been happening for like thousands and thousands of years. It's just
Right.
like ingrained in that.
Because we have television or the
Right.
internet now, we can talk to each other and go, oh, that happened to you too?
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly. And
know?
so now that's how it gets out. And before that, people didn't feel like they could talk about it. And
Right.
so
or felt like they were the only one or something
right,
like that.
right. They felt isolated. So
Yeah.
it's not something to be celebrated. A person who should be celebrated.
Right. I mean, so he's the leader of a church who, in the time that he was pope, the whole AIDS epidemic,
Right.
begins and continues, and the whole time we're telling people, or the pope is, no, you can't use contraceptives,
Right.
you can't use condoms,
Yep.
even though we know that that's a way that you can prevent the spread of AIDS.
Right.
And
in Africa, I mean, that's
just
the thing.
rampant,
There's
right.
millions of Catholics, converted Catholics in Africa, and that's one of the places where they're like, don't use, condoms, don't use birth control. And in America, like Bush stopped the funding of birth control and family planning in third world countries, and it's just like, what
Right.
where's
the love there?
Is this 2005 or 1950 here?
Yeah.
Like, and there are like millions of people dying of AIDS in Africa. So why should we celebrate this person? I'm not.